Appreciate it. What's going to happen to oil and gas prices?
Yeah, so we've been looking into this, and essentially, you know that the oil is traded on a global market. Because oil trades on that market, any disruption to the supply can spike oil prices worldwide. Now, the bigger concern may be access to the Strait of Hormuz, a key area used to carry roughly 20% of the world's oil. How these oil markets react will depend on how long this conflict lasts. Bottom line, Tony, if crude oil jumps significantly, drivers in the U.S. could see prices go up within a matter of days.
We'll be monitoring it closely. Drika, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That massive armada heading toward Iran is about human rights or stopping a nuclear program? Stop. You're looking at the wrong map. To understand the Middle East, you have to look at Venezuela. The U.S. just secured the biggest win in energy history, 303 billion barrels of reserves. But there's a catch nobody talks about. Venezuelan oil is extra heavy. It's basically sludge. It's so thick, you can't even push it through a pipeline without thinning it out first. And here's the kicker. U.S. refineries were built for this heavy oil, but right now we're drowning in light shale oil that we can't use efficiently. We need that Venezuelan crude. But to move that sludge, you need a blending agent. You need light crude. And guess who has the exact chemical composition required to unlock Venezuela? Iran. For years, Iran has been the secret key, shipping light oil to Venezuela to keep their industry alive. The strategy isn't freedom, it's chemistry. Trump secured the heavy crude. Now the armada is there to secure the light crude. It's not a war for morality, it's about completing the energy equation. So tell me, is this a masterclass in business strategy or just dangerous greed? Let me know whose side you're on in the comments.
Shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and the elders and the bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth according to the Bible and rule well. I know Shalom, all the sincere Aki, and what the walk onto the earth. Push this truth through diligence and sincerity and charity, and another Shalom to all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, not just hearers of the word, but doers as well, you men, women, and children, and hopefully elect Shalom. And as you can see, prophecy is speaking loud and clear. With these wars that are going on, okay, it's gonna spark a domino effect of 2 Esdras 15, 2 Esdras 16, nothing but evils, because with what's going on with Iran and America, okay. It's more to it than just the oil, right? Those are one of the countries that don't have an elite banking, if you know what I mean. All right, well, I'm not gonna get too much into that, but I want to focus on these oil prices, which is going to bring evil times, as I have here in Ezekiel 7. All right. And there's no new thing upon the sun. All right. Evils befell our people in the ancient time, and it's happening again. All right. That's why it's very important that we be seeking the Lord now while we still have time, because the evils are coming. They're here. Ezekiel 7:5, it says, Thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come, and end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, if it come. And, with the end of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man's rulership ending, all right, it's going to be the end of all, of wickedness, man. It's going to be the end of 2/3. All right. It's going to be the end of just wickedness ruling. And the way that this place, America, was established, the same way it's going to go out. Even worse, though. And, the world pretty much runs by fuel, man. Planes, trains, vehicles, goods, everything you see is moved around, is shipped around. All right. It's not through horse and buggy. anymore. All right. And but the price is going up as they're talking about within the next few days. Gas can jump from, I know here in North Carolina, well, the part of North Carolina I'm in, I think gas is like what, $2.80. All right, it can jump to $5 a gallon, maybe even more. Okay. And what's that? That's gonna be a domino effect of the food. Food prices are gonna go up because who's gonna get that bill, right? The consumer. The consumer's gonna get that pay that bill, right, for those goods coming in. And this is gonna make people straight lose it, man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I start at the top. Verse 1 says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy." The people of the Lord are the Israelites. Everyone is not an Israelite, man. There's different nations. Okay? The Israelites consist of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, called to the seed line of your father. Man determines the nationality. Man carries the seed. Numbers, the 1st chapter, around the 18th verse, man. And we have been scattered amongst all nations, so we're going to look like, talk like these other nations. All right, but the elect is going to be drawn out of it through what? This word. So the Lord said, "Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy," which means to say before, "which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." So the Lord puts his word in his men, all right? And they're going to prophesy to you what the Lord's getting ready to do. And what we see in the forecast is pure evil, man. It's evils. Right? But it's a righteous judgment in the eyes of the Lord. So I'm going to jump down. Verse 5, it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled." So this is why things are happening, because wickedness, not righteousness, wickedness has exceeded. It went too damn far, man. The whole earth. All right. And why did it go through the whole earth? Because the wicked is ruling. Job 9:24 says the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. And then Malachi, the 1st chapter, tells you that Esau, Edom, okay, is the border of wickedness. So wherever this man goes, that's where wickedness is going to be. And it has polluted the whole earth. And this man's been all over, man. Spreading madness, spreading wickedness. Okay? And he used a lot of our people to do it as well. But anyways, so these evils are coming because the wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, man. All right, and the Lord says he's going to bring what? Famine. So when you have to choose between eating and having a roof over your head, what people are going to choose the food. People are going to choose the food because people say, I can live in my vehicle. But what about when you got a family? What about when you got kids? Right? Things are about to get real uncomfortable if these gas prices truly go up, man. They're uncomfortable now. Okay? So let's jump down some more. Rakatah. Slakia. It says, "Woe to the world," right? Going that word woe again means destruction to them that dwell therein. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands." Now, why would people need to do that? Why would people need to do that? We're going to keep reading. We're going to find out. Verse 16, "For this in the modern day swords the gun." All right. All you gun owners, you're gonna get your chance. You're gonna get your chance. It's gonna be like the Wild Wild West out here. And if the Lord is not on your side, because there's nothing wrong with owning a sword. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but it's about the Lord being on your side, man. If Yahweh Shem Shai on your side, hey, you gonna end up like my man from what's that movie, man? Scarface. When he was getting blowed down, blasted down at the end, man. So anyways, it says verse 16, 2 Ezra 15 and 16, for there should be sedition among men. All right, speech causing those to rebel against the authorities and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of action shall stand in their power. And so they're not going to give a damn what the president got to say. The mayor, all right, the police chiefs, all right, because people are going to want answers, and they're going to need them now. They're going to need them now. They're going to look. You can just picture it, man. You healthcare, everything, medicine, everything will skyrocket, man. Once again, how do you get your meds? How do you get these things? You're not just pulling off a tree, right? It's being shipped. Clothing, everything. And people are going to lose it. Okay? Your toddler may need some shoes. They done outgrew the shoes they got, and you can't afford a pair of shoes because a brand new pair of shoes for a toddler can cost you about $500. And once again, so what if some don't believe? We're not asking you to. We're just giving you a prophecy, and you do what you will with it. Verse 17 says, "A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." How much more the women, the children, if men are going to be afraid? Okay? The scriptures say, in Job, at famine and destruction we shall laugh, right? Roughly paraphrasing, Lord willing, part of that number. Those elect men. Okay? Because we know these things are coming. We know judgment is here. That's why we're repenting and clean up our acts to the best of our ability, man. Because we don't want to die with 2/3 in these heathens. We don't want to be judged with 2/3 in these heathens, man. All right? Damn. They chasing somebody. They hear the sirens outside. But anyways, yeah, all that's gonna go out the door. Ain't no police gonna be showing up trying to rescue somebody during, all that's gonna go out the window, man. During these times. And you can see them pushing out that Marshall, LAW. Because these cops, they're going to look. The scripture said the course of action shall stand in their power. These cops, these sheriffs, they're going to be trying to protect their own, man. And they got their own little thug thizzle gangs and shit amongst them, those cops, man. So they're going to be banded together. Right? Which is all going to come to naught because, once again, the Lord is not dealing with you. You're finished. Reading on verse 19, 2 Corinthians 15:19 says, "The man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And spoils means to rob, to take their goods, whatever you had in the crib." Once again, look, if this continue to plays out and once again them gas prices go up, watch what happen. People are gonna be stealing, they're gonna be looting, and whatever you got in your crib, If the Lord ain't on your side, man, he gonna have, look, they're gonna come in with the sword, man, the blinky. The modern day sword is the gun, and they're gonna take it. They're gonna take whatever they want. It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's why you're gonna see people standing up with swords in their hands, because of lack of bread and great tribulation. Now the bread is here, right? But what people are going to do when it gets so hot? They're going to panic. They're going to rob. They're going to steal. Food's going to be locked up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be caged up. You can see security guards in stores now. I mean, it's going to be a domino effect of things, man. But what the Lord tells in Isaiah 65, his servants shall eat. All right. Yeah, my watch chimed in on that. You know, and we'll end it off on that, man. So Isaiah 65. It says, and 13, it says, therefore, saith the Lord, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants, and what is a servant? One who serves. That's why it's very important to know who you're serving in these latter days, man. Because if you're not serving Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who the word calls God and Jesus, that's their names in ancient Hebrew, right? Yahweh, he is, he exists. Bahashem in the name, Yahweh Shai, I mean, he a deliverer, he saves. Okay? And if you're not serving Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you're not going to eat. You're not going to drink. All right? It says, verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. You see? So that's what, is going to play out in these latter days, man. Seek the Lord while you still have time, man. And it's an everyday fight. Everyday fight. The Lord wakes you up, fight. You know what I'm saying? Speaking to myself first and foremost, just keep fighting. Because the evils are coming, man. Shalom.